Welcome back to the Move podcast, brought to you by PATRON Tequila. I'm Lance Armstrong, sitting next to JB Hager, who's sitting next to George Hincapie, who's all sappy, and not sappy, but snappy and energetic and just feisty today. I don't know what the hell you did this morning. Probably a good lifting session. Got you in the mood.
Actually, I skipped lifting today because I've got a bunch of house guests staying with us now. So
and they'd make fun of you if
made
they
up
saw
my,
you out there doing
messed
your
up with my
calisthenics.
schedule. Yes.
And we have, yet again, another very special guest, perhaps the most special guest so far, to read the RoadID Tour Trivia Contest, which is actually a good one today. A good one. And we think we know the answer. Anyways, we are talking about Stage 18 from QLN.
Stage 18 is Embrun to Valoir. Stage 19.
How come you don't cut it off? It always...
I'm slow.
Embrun to Valois. I have a lot of thoughts about today's stage, and I'm almost in a depression. And I know, and we sat in a room with 10 people that watched it and found it to be unbelievably exciting. I mean, I think if you like MotoGP, it was exciting. And hats off to Julian Alaphilippe. Little mofo is tough.
Mm-hmm.
And can descend better than anybody. But I don't think you should stay in be able to stay in contention / win the tour on downhills. And that's what happened. That is exactly what happened.
So
and
you're highly disappointed. George was ecstatic.
Everybody in the room, my phone is blowing up from people like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm just,
for one guy,
and I'm not trying to, I'm just being honest. Like I'm like, really? And I'm also disappointed in these teams. Like, and I'm going to save it. I want to save it because I'm, for as feisty as George is, I'm just in a funk. I damn near quit this business today.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to watch anymore.
I said I'm not watching anymore, and you
lost your 30-second time bonus that I was going to give you,
which we announced on the members only happy hour last night.
Jersey.
Before we get into it, let's talk about a little bit of business. Today's show is brought to you by PowerDot. Talk about it every day. Full disclosure, we're investors in PowerDot. I don't know if that's a disclosure or an endorsement. We love the company. We love the team. We love the product. It is the most mobile, effective, efficient e-stim unit out there. I want to just read you guys and gals a text. Let me see. This is. I woke up to this text today from some good friends of mine, and I said I wouldn't mention their name, but I know they're listening. So, Jerry and Angie. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to mention your name. In Alabama. So this is cool. A PowerDot success story. Angie has restless leg syndrome. Sometimes her calves twitch and she just can't sleep. I suggested trying the PowerDot. She was skeptical at first, which a lot of people are, but she agreed. She slept all night last night with no problem after using it. She also had a sore back and put the PowerDot on there, solved that problem also. She said, to please tell you how great it works. Loving the move this year. And then another text. She was dancing around this morning because she felt so good. Hello. I'm telling you.
That's like one session.
No, one session. Wow. And the thing works.
Yep.
So our listeners get 20% off. Go to powerdot.com/themove for 20% off. Look, if you travel a lot like I do or like all of us do, just throw it in your backpack. Keep it with you. You never know. Something pops up. Today's show also brought to you by Roka, ROKA.com. These guys they're changing the eyewear industry. I'm just telling you that they know athletes. They are athletes. They build their product for athletes. I know I don't look like an athlete right now because I'm wearing their readers. But somebody else said this to me the other day, and of course they made us our very own move/forward shade. But I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, at one point I forgot I had sunglasses on. Like they're legitimately that light, and so love them. Out of Austin, Texas, started in a garage. I mean, how organic is that? It's a good word, organic. Hi, honey, and Grace. Both. I said we had one special guest. I didn't realize we had two. Okay, hold on. Let me finish paying the bills, okay, honey? 1 second, okay? Our listeners, 20% off your first purchase. Roka, ROKA.com/themove. Should I keep my look like this today?
No. Need you focused.
Okay. How you doing? How about like this?
A little distracting.
Guess what? You see this right here?
Yeah.
You see that you will not see this Sunday. You know what you're going to see Sunday. Ready? Seeing the douches.
I am getting a little bit more worried. Your
I
fitness
dropped the
is,
hammer yesterday.
getting better and better.
His
Best
confidence
time for the
is-
old man on Cozy Line yesterday.
I know, and he was kind of like testing me out the whole way up, which makes me a bit nervous.
Mm-hmm. So,
All right, let's talk about why you're so
well, let's
more of why you're so disappointed.
because I want to spend a lot, not a lot, but I want to spend more time on it. But I think, look, hats off to Nairo Quintana. George is fired up as I am about just how this tour is unfolding. He's even maybe more fired up about Quintana's team, Movistar, and like what the hell is going on. And we saw the post race interview with Mikel Landa. Like he sounded like me on NBC. I mean, they'd ask him a question.
He
and
sounded like when you used to talk about Contador, when they would ask you about Contador.
Yeah.
When you guys were on the same
not
team.
much good to say there, but I mean, like an 8-second delay.
Yeah,
Like he was
yeah.
like, did he not hear the question?
Well, let's address that. Everyone watching, Quintana's going for the win. He's off the front, Movistar on the front, driving it to get Landa in position.
Well, no, I mean, Quintana worked his way back into podium contention, had about an 8-minute plus gap.
Well, that is a podium. That's not even.
Which is a podium.
Yeah, he's on
And
the
clearly,
virtual podium.
Clearly on the upswing this last week of the race. I was just in shock watching it this morning, seeing Movistar going to the front on the Izoard. For what? They said maybe for Valverde to win the stage or for Landa, but come on, the guy has worked his way back into the podium of the Tour de France, has been super successful in other Grand Tours. What is going on? Like something very strange is happening.
When you are leaving a team and you've made it, or it's very public that you're leaving and you've signed a 3-year deal, your jersey's like half Movistar, half something else. Like
they will be losing a lot of Movistar subscriptions in Colombia after today, I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a legit concern. South. I mean, they lost. They're going to lose Carapaz, who's from the neighboring country. I now know where Ecuador is. I Googled it. It's next to Colombia.
Even if he's leaving the team, if I'm an exec at that company or one of the higher ups on that team, I'm calling my directors right now and going, "What the hell were you guys doing?"
I agree.
They could have gotten a double shot. They could have gotten him on the podium today and the stage win.
I mean, I know why they did it. I don't agree with why they did it. Right? I mean,
perhaps they just weren't confident that he has actually recovered and back to his 100% fitness. I don't know, but he crushed it today.
It just seems like they're investing in someone who's sticking around.
In Mikel Landa?
Right.
Okay. Well, let me know how that.
It doesn't make sense.
unfolds.
He's still wearing the jersey. They still have a job to do. Their priority should be to be the best possible. It doesn't matter who it is, as long as you're in the jersey.
And they're not rookies. You would think they would have the experience and the maturity to say, look, I know he's leaving, but let's do something strong for this sponsor.
I'd love to hear
I agree with you on
what
that.
Johan has to say with that. He's experienced that where some of his top guys are leaving. I doubt he would have done the same in a similar situation.
No, he would never.
I mean, did you guys ever have somebody that was leaving and you just didn't invest in them in any level? Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Not at the tour, though.
Yes.
Silence.
Not to be named.
No. I mean, it's a very real situation. And they asked him at the end, they were asking Landa. We watched that, like as you mentioned, and that's got to suck, though, when the media asks you about your teammates and rivals.
That's a fair question. If we're all asking the question, then you got to ask the question.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't answer the question.
He didn't.
There's no good answer.
Well, the answer was that Landa wants to finish ahead of Nairo, probably.
The media, and it's what is a little unfair is going to Landa because he's not dictating the tactics on the road. I mean, they should have found the director and asked him. Somebody's going to ask him. I mean, I don't think those directors speak English, so Landa does. So it was easy for NBC to ask him. But somebody needs to be asking in español. Los directores preguntas.
Yeah.
Tenemos preguntas para tú. Muchos preguntas.
Now, Los colombianos.
Correct me
be asking.
if you're wrong. If this, tell me if this is right. You're a bit upset too because of how late Thomas goes on the attack.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 1K to go.
It's
the top.
Yeah. Before we get to, I'm just so I'm so verklempt over this. I'm in a funk, but I want to name my Patron of the day, and I have a feeling George, being from Colombia, who his Patron of the day is. My Patron of the day is Julian Alaphilippe.
I agree.
To get dropped, hang in there, suffer, get over the top, recover, and bomb down that downhill like a motorcycle racer. Only guy in that group with disc brakes, as Mr. Hincapie pointed out. You know, that was a Patron move.
Well, you can see the differences the disc brakes made on that descent. I mean, he's flying up on these guys on every corner. He's braking a lot later.
Yep.
So he's choosing, which typically disc brakes are about a pound heavier, where you saw all of his competitors had normal rim brakes on there, but he chose the pound heavier, slider heavy option, but much better descending option today, and it made a difference. I mean, he kept his jersey.
Do you think, because the weight, I'm assuming the weight limit on the bikes is still 6.8 kilos, right?
Yes.
I bet his bike was 6.8 kilos. So they're having, these bikes are so light now, they're having to add weight, so may as well add it with a disc brake.
I don't see why you would not on a day like today. I mean, the Sky guys were, the Ineos guys are all using lightweight wheels, which are amazing wheels, super stiff for climbs, very light. But I'm going to say they're not the best descending wheels.
No,
I've had
they're
a lot of
what happens to the lightweight wheels when you're descending?
They're so stiff that you just, in the corners, it's really hard to hold your line especially when you're taking a lot of risks in the corners. I've had experience where Tour de France 2009, I was in the breakaway, thought I'd come back easy on the descent because I was a much better descender than a lot of the guys in my breakaway, and I just could not hold on to those corners. I mean, I was struggling coming back. San Sebastian, Lance was helping me over the top to come back to the first guys, and didn't work out well for me. So I love the wheels. They're very fast, very light.
Don't be nice to everybody. Stop it.
They're not the best descending wheels.
Here's the reality. That's all true. And stop. But I need.
Wait, you agree with me on this?
But that they're not great on the descents, and the reason why is the braking surface. The whole wheel is carbon, right? The hub is carbon. The spokes are carbon. The rim is carbon, and the braking surface is carbon, and there's just not the product out there the brake pad out there that can effectively stop on carbon, especially if it rains. I mean,
we're not talking about rain, but I don't agree with you. I think the stiffness in the wheel through the corners makes it much harder to handle. That is my personal opinion on these wheels.
Well, we disagree. Anyways, the braking is bad because of the you try to get away with it with these cork brake pads or whatever's out there now. And if you're Alaphilippe and you can wait to the very last moment on a dry road and pull the brakes and that thing stops like that with this, you can't do that with that's a second to corner easily. On
a day like today, where they don't finish at the top, would a wheel or bike change be worth it then?
No,
for different wheels going down.
Well, you couldn't.
No, these guys are
not worth the time.
Definitely not. Ask Roman Bardet how sexy that bike change was.
They're hitting the top of the climb at 190 heart rate, and they got to get down as safe and as composed as possible. Changing bikes is just going to make that.
Who's your Patron of the day?
Nairo, Colombiano. Es el día de Colombia hoy. Okay, we had Nairo, we had Bernal,
I knew you were going to say that.
And the Colombians, they're taking advantage of this high altitude. I'm super bummed Movistar chased him down. I think he would have been on the podium. But he's on his upswing. A lot of guys are on the downswing, so I don't think we've seen the last of Nairo.
Yeah. And again, I got Julian Alaphilippe as my Patron. That was a Patron ride.
And yeah, you have to acknowledge the way he would nose in. It was like an F1 move. Nose in on the corner,
he was just coming under guys.
He came past them to show them, "Hey guys, I'm still here.
That was a message.
I'm still the boss of this race."
Yeah, that was definitely sending them a message.
I'm going to put you guys on the limit on the descent as well. So,
also
my pick is
I know
Drom's
at Movistar, but we got to talk about Team Ineos. Egan Bernal attacks, gets away, gets time, leapfrogs his co-leader. Geraint Thomas, and is now sitting in second on GC, a minute and a half or so behind.
Well, somebody made a good quote where Bernal said, G asked me how I was feeling. I said I was feeling really good. He asked me to attack and try to move the race. So Bernal did just that. He's feeling very good. But then the question is, why did G go after him a couple K later?
My source said that his plan was to jump across.
Well, you can't jump across in 500 meters left to go on a climb.
I understand.
You got to go earlier.
That's what his plan was.
Yeah.
But are we likely? I guess we are, because of this co-leadership. We might see them in second and third on the podium, and letting Alaphilippe walk away with this.
Over.
Yeah. First loser and second loser. Congratulations.
Right. Like we've been saying, anything can happen every day, and
Well,
it's going to be.
Let's
very
get back
hard
to my depression. This is I've got an appointment lined up later with the best shrink in town. I was like in disbelief watching that. I couldn't. I think it's lame. I think it's lame that you go over the Izoard, you come through Briançon, you're on the highway, that takes you to Alpe d'Huez.
Yeah.
That road takes you to Alpe d'Huez. You just keep going straight. Fuck it. Don't even go to Alpe d'Huez. Let's go do Les Deux Alpes.
You got to go downhill if you're going to go to Alpe d'Huez.
Okay, great.
You got to go downhill.
And go do it. We go up the backside of the Galibier. All these nobody. It's like, really?
You're saying, give me one big long climb.
Looked
one
hard
epic
enough to
climb.
me.
I just look. Alaphilippe has proven me wrong all along. It's proven everybody wrong. So that's I got company. But I'm gonna say right now, if he gets over tomorrow, so just to touch on tomorrow, 2 short days in the mountains. You know, we're not going anywhere iconic. We got no Alpe d'Huez. We got no Ventoux. We got nothing. Right, and so if he gets over this the fourth climb, the highest point in the tour, 9,100 feet, if he gets over that HC climb, he's just looking at Paris. Like he can just stand on the top, and he sees the Arc de Triomphe, and it's seeing the douches. And if they don't, I just don't. These teams, they have to make the race. They have to attack this guy.
They have to. And right now it's a race of seconds. They're stronger than him right now on these longer climbs. Garant is, Bernal is. But we're talking they're putting 20, 30 seconds on him. They need a minute and a half in order to get the race lead. And we're running out of road here, guys.
You're running out of road. So
you just feel like they're just sitting there watching
So
it.
this is the Col de l'Iseren. We need Alain to give us the pronunciation. And it's not... it's 12 or call it 13 kilometers at 7.5%. It's an HC because it's high, right? 7.5% doesn't get you an HC, right? Look at the finish. The finish is 7%. That's a category 1. So they're being a little generous. They have, if they don't get rid of him by kilometer 89, and I mean really get rid of him because his ass is going to be flying downhill. If he's 20 seconds behind, he comes back, he wins the tour. I can't take it. The other thing I can't take is this polka dot jersey.
What's your issue with that?
It doesn't the way that it's set up, the point structure. I can't remember. Shit. Tonight I'm going to go through the record books, and I can't remember the last time the best climber in the tour wore the polka dot jersey. These opportunist guys that go on these breaks all the time, give that another jersey. Okay, King got the breakaway. Make that the red jersey. I don't care. Romain Bardet, who I guess has the polka, he's not the best. He's not even in the top 20 when it comes to climbing in this tour.
I don't know about that.
Okay, whatever. He is not the best climber. My proposal is, especially on these, quote unquote iconic days, is start taking the time. Let's really figure out who is the best climber based on time.
Okay, so my argument...
Our days. I'm sorry. Last thing I'll say, and no offense to Dickie V, a.k.a. Richard Virenque. He was never the best climber in the tour. He was a climber. But you know who the best climber in the tour was all those years?
Who?
You looking at him.
So that's when it was Jalabert for a few years.
Come on.
Virenque, Rasmussen, and later in
Okay, so 2015, Chris Froome won the polka dot jersey. He was the best climber in that tour. 2013, Quintana. I mean, you could say he's top. He's close enough. But these other guys. I mean, Vogler. Hello.
Guys,
we have to change it.
My argument
or get rid of it.
This is what makes the Tour de France so hard. Is there is races amongst races going inside of the one race. I mean, there's so many different battles going on. The green jersey, the mountain jersey, all that stuff. It's all happening, and teams like ours would use that to help, to base our strategy on that, because team classification, this all comes into play, and this is what makes the Tour de France so hard. You can't take time up the climb, because then what are people going to do? Just sit there and go easy to the bottom of the climb, go full gas at the top?
All right, whatever.
Can
I just get you to agree on one thing, and I'll be done with this? That Romain Bardet is not the best climber in this tour.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
No, if on all the key climbs there was a clock running on everyone from bottom to top, that could be a polka dot.
I mean, they have all this telemetry, all these the device on the bike. I mean, it's not hard to figure that. Okay.
Keep it as is.
Let's before we get in, because we got to talk about Tony Martin and Luke Rowe, and I want to talk more about tomorrow. and even the next day, because I think that we have this back-to-back of 2 short days that if they don't, these other teams, whether it's Jumbo Visma or Ineos or Movistar, if they don't make it happen, it's seeing the douches. But little bit of business. Today's show also brought to you by Amp Human, full disclosure. We're also investors in this company. We love them that much. Jeff and his whole team doing an amazing job. Their first product is this PR lotion. And this, like Jerry and Angie were skeptical of the Power Dot and got proven wrong when it worked. Not everybody, but most people are skeptical that this bicarbonate cream, which is just a simple electrolyte, they're skeptical that it works. Except when you use it, it actually works. And by the way, you know how many guys are using that in today's stage? A lot. That front group, I can't name names, but I promise you, a lot of those guys are using this cream. It's just, it's legit. And it's so legit that we bought part of the company. But also, they have a contest, and George generously added to the contest. By the way, too, and I just forgot this, both teams in the Super Bowl last year used it. Both teams in the Stanley Cup used it. Some of the fastest marathons ever recorded have used it. It works. It's super legit. They got a contest, and now it was $1,000. This is cool. It used to be $1,000 contest. So you go to amphuman.com/themove to sign up. Used to be $1,000. It's now worth $2,000. And here's why. You get $500 of product from these guys at Amp. You get I'll get to this in a second. You get a $200 gift card from Competitive Cyclists, a $300 WeDo gift card to go shop in our store.
Can I do a drum roll now?
Drum roll. And now an additional $1,000. It's a $1,000 gold VIP entry to the Hincapie Grand Fondo in Greenville.
Oh yeah!
Now that's what do you get for that?
So you get the jersey,
Spoon
the
with
full
you,
kit.
or what? I mean, that's a lot.
The full kit and caboodle for that. We'll release the design of that pretty soon.
We'll put our sunglasses when that one comes out.
You get to be part of the celebrity chef dinner the night before at Hotel Domestique, which is comprised of 5 super awesome chefs from around the country, where we have great wineries involved as well. It's a really cool night, special evening. We call it the celebrity chef dinner, which I hope, Lance, you've been there before, and I think you'll come back this year. We hope we're going to have a rock star start list for the race as well. And then you get to have breakfast with the pros in the morning. Really? Which you're always late for, by the way, at the start of that. But
what's
anyway,
new?
Breakfast with the pros, and you get to start in the front row of the Grand Fondo, which will have 2,000 something riders behind you.
Dude, that's cool. That's
so
a big deal.
Actually a really cool package.
Definitely. All right, so we got to go to amphuman.com/themove to sign up to win that. Well, I was going to say something about your Fondo right quick. So as I got to check my son's football schedule, as y'all know, he's playing at Rice. So if he's indeed dressing and playing this year, I'm 50-50.
All right, 50-50.
Right. Good news, bad news. Today's show also brought to you by thefeed.com. You talk about a good idea. Like, I love all these people that have supported the show because they're all good ideas. I mean, we talk about RoadID. We'll get to the trivia contest in a second. It's just a damn good idea. It's like, why didn't we think of this? You see every day where these guys grab their feed bag in the feed zone. They've all curated that bag. They've handpicked what they want in their bags. And by the way, it changes as the tour goes on. Like, first week, they may just get sick of stuff. Okay, take that out, put this in, et cetera, et cetera. That's exactly what you get to do at thefeed.com. You get to curate your own musette bag, your own feed bag. So we, over here at The Move, have curated our own. We've got Honey Stinger Chews. We've got, of course, the waffles. We've got the Martin drink mix. We've got some Scratch. Of course, we have, this is the old packaging, the Amp Human Cream. An amazing idea. And the other thing that I just realized they do is they help coach you through it. So if you have questions with what you need to put in your feed bag, you just get a live person on the phone. Hello. Talking to another person. Can you imagine? Like, you say something and they answer.
It's your personal shop.
Who does that anymore?
Right? Yeah.
You don't text it. And so if you're having issues with hydration or cramping, you have a nutritionist on the other line that will answer those questions and say, yo, let's mix it up. Let's put this in the feed bag. Pretty awesome. 25% off for our listeners, plus a free bottle and a hydration kit. Go to thefeed.com/themove. Thefeed.com/themove. I also heard that they're completely sold out of ketones. I wonder why. Thank you. To all you ketoners, you're welcome. Now, we usually wait for the trivia contest, but I have lived with this woman for 11 years, and it's not Olivia because she's almost 10.
Bless her-
So I
bless her
know
heart.
she's back over across the curtain going, Jesus, hurry up and get to my part so I can get out of here. What? I know. Well, what time is the trainer? 15 minutes. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it now. So we're going to bump it up a little bit today to accommodate this woman, the love of my life, Anna Hansen. One of these days. In a minute. I'm not done talking about you. You can come stand here if you want.
This is the big intro.
This is the
Soak it
wind-up.
up. Soak
This
it
is
up.
it. And so, we're not done having special guests come read the trivia contest. Oh. And honey, you get a good one today. We actually, all of us agree this is a really good question. So, why don't you swing around here? Thanks for coming by. I know you're in a
take
hurry.
my chair. How about
Yeah, take JB. We'll kick JB out. In fact, ooh, this is good. I can even sit here by you. Okay, so babe, this is where you start right
I feel
here.
like I should have been able to practice this before.
They and the listener and the viewer also likes it when the people practice. We've had feedback like, tell your kids to read it first, but don't read that part.
Don't read that
That's the
part.
spoiler. Read that right there.
Wait, right here?
Yeah, and talk into the mic.
Okay. All right, it's time for today's daily dose of RoadID Tour trivia. To play, head on over to roadid.com/France. Today's question: in 1919, the first year with the yellow jersey, how many riders finished the Tour de France? Go to roadid.com/France to answer this question and score a chance to win today's daily prize, a Theragun G3 Pro. One lucky winner will even take home a $10,000 BMC shopping spree. Again, that's roadid.com/France.
And the 4 choices for how many people finished that tour:
1,000, 100, 10, or 1.
You know, JB, you're fired. Did you hear the way she read that and said that, and
I didn't even have practice.
like
The best so
enthusiasm and the what's the word, enunciation.
Mm-hmm.
And she was worried this morning. She's like,
He's
I
like,
don't.
"Go on a bike ride."
I'll go to the trainer.
She,
All right, you're taking over.
And she this, I didn't sleep that much. I don't look that great this morning.
Like
I mean,
a
look at
bag
this.
in
Look
your
how
mouth.
this showed up. Hello. Lucky me. All right, honey.
Alright, is
Have
my
a
work
good.
done?
Yeah, you're done.
Okay.
Have a good session, JB. You're not fired. That's funny. I mean, no, that's awesome.
See you
Bye.
guys later.
All right, where were we? Team GC. I want to talk about Team GC because we got some heat from some of the Trek fans, all 2 of them out there.
Yeah.
Not acknowledging they
for not
taking
well
it,
for
taking it
for
yesterday.
acknowledge or for saying that, you know, talking so heavily about Movistar and their emphasis on Team GC. You know, now they're back up to, I think it's a 20 or 30 minute lead, which is just going to continue to. They're putting so many guys in the front. So I'm sorry to those fans, but the reality is what we're seeing now and what we're going to get in Paris. They will be. Nobody really cares about Team GC, but they will be.
Yeah, they're back up by from 20 minutes.
Yeah, and that'll just grow.
Yeah.
I suspect.
Something I wanted to ask you guys, and in particular, I think of Alaphilippe and Pinot, which we haven't really talked about him today. So animated in the face.
Yep.
And it's like, are they just aware when the camera's on them and they put on a little show? Because you can't be making those kind of facial gestures for that entire ride.
Yeah. Well, there's a moment today when Alaphilippe and we were sitting in the room watching with all our friends, and our buddy Brody said, he grew up in Greenville,
Okay.
and he said, do they know when them cameras are on them?
That's pretty good.
And because look, you hear, but the answer is yeah. I mean, you hear a motorcycle.
We got Greenville dude now.
Oh, yeah.
We had
Greenville
Boulder
dude.
dude. Now we got Greenville dude.
I like Greenville, dude.
Dude. Boulder, dude. Like, dude, we did some intervals yesterday, and I was out there, and I saw Alex Howes. I saw some triathletes, and then I was out riding by the Flatirons. I saw some climbers. And the other cool thing, they have these cool companies. The feed, dude, is based there. They like started the company there.
How would Greenville do that?
I'm from the south.
Speaking of
I'm from the south, so it's easy for me to do.
one of our Boulder contacts, we should be getting some power numbers, unless we got nixed on that. But they offered up to share some power numbers from some of the teams, so I'll follow up on that today. That'd be interesting on a climb like today.
You're the one everybody likes. Go get that data for us.
All right, I'm on it.
Yesterday,
But they do know.
They do know.
Yeah, you hear the moto.
It's a show.
You hear it coming back, and you see when the camera's on you. And look, I mean, we were masters of that. That's what we did. And hopefully, he was just. They should have just given him an award,
an
today,
Oscar,
because he was just, a little slobber, wipe.
He was suffering though.
He was, but I think it was a little.
Yeah.
Which is, you should do. I think you got to act a little.
It's a showman. He's a showman. That's why that's the most exciting thing happening in this tour.
A little bit like a rope-a-dope. I have reached out
And
to
we
my
missed
sources at the Ali family.
Oh yeah, we missed. We saw one of the pushes he got from the French fans, and then when they, we're not sure how many of those he got or how many he will continue to get. Because
He's going to continue to.
He's got France on fire right now, and they really want to see him win.
And I'm telling you, if they don't get over, they got to really drop him on that climb, because he's going to have. He can descend better than anybody, but we talk about it all the time. Don't count out the motos; they will be there for him.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the French are so ecstatic, George sort of declared it its own national holiday.
Yeah,
didn't
Colombian National Day today.
Yeah.
Woo! Vamos! My mom and dad are in Colombia right now.
I thought you'd like that. That was for you.
Love it, love it.
We got to talk about Tony Martin and Luke Rowe. We talked about it last night on the member happy hour, and
It happened the info came out just as we wrapped up
and
the
all
show
they had
yesterday.
was that initial footage of them. Almost looked like it was just kind of a mix-up, like he was pulling off, and we said last night to our members that there's got to be something else. There has to be other footage, which I think brings up this point of like in this day and age, everything is captured, right,
Yep.
kids? Okay, you think
Yeah.
you're Snapchatting, it's all there. But in seriousness, everything's captured. So even if the network TV cover or the main coverage didn't capture it, somebody captures it, whether it's with their phone, social media. It gets out there, and so we never ended up seeing, but apparently it did escalate, and there were some punches thrown, and that's when you say, I mean,
Yeah, hands off the bar. You're hitting somebody. I made a tweet yesterday where I said, let these guys race, just based on what I saw on the video, which apparently wasn't everything that had happened. But if they're throwing punches, that's probably not acceptable in the Tour de France peloton.
I'm honestly surprised it doesn't happen more often. Just
Well,
the
these guys are all-
fatigue and the hot temps and
These guys are all pros. They know their job, and they you can't go around swinging punches. in
hockey
the middle of the
players are
peloton.
pros too.
well, that's part of the culture of the sport.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
That's and if anybody wants to see like the greatest fight in a bike race, I would just Google, what was that cat's name? Leonardo Sierra.
I was in that race towards Spain.
So Google just
1995.
or YouTube Leonardo Sierra bike fight or something like that. I mean, you got a couple of 115-pounders just roundhousing. It's slipping all over
They
the
stopped
place
in the
with their
middle of the
cleats.
peloton.
They're in the middle of the road, just a little like Ali,
Got to witness that firsthand.
100 pounds lighter plus.
They should say you can fight, but you have to stay on the bike.
Can I bring up? I don't wear. I mean, in the winter, I religiously wear an undershirt. But look what just a rove. Is that a word? The new We Do
Arrived.
arrived. Whatever. This is going to hit the shop soon.
What is that material?
I don't know.
Whoa.
It's light, but so check these out. I was thinking about wearing it today, but I didn't. Go to the We Do store. Check that out. What else we got to talk about?
We didn't mention Pino. Pino did not look as sharp as he had looked in the Pyrenees. Perhaps he's a little bit off of his game. What? Oh, because this is a downhill finish?
Because the climbs are not hard enough, and it's a downhill finish. I said it all along.
Then why is Bernal riding away from Pino? If Pino was good, he would have gone with Bernal. Okay, that was his opportunity.
Because he was stronger than Pino. And
Well, that's my point.
I have a theory. I mean, the top today was, 8,700 feet.
Yeah.
Right. 2,600 meters. I mean, that's going to benefit a Colombian. I mean, Quintana just soft pedaled over the top. That could be it.
Yeah,
But
that could be it.
These they're not steep enough and hard enough. I know everybody loved the finish. Everybody. No.
Well, I
Gone
mean,
straight out the west.
yeah, the way they've designed this tour, I mean, it's created this unforeseen thing for Alaphilippe.
Yep.
But if they did it, I mean, everyone's enjoying this.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone except this guy. But you don't do it year after year. You go back to some epic long climbs next
Look,
year.
I'm an eternal optimist. So I'm holding out hope that I mean, look, I'd love to wake up early and watch 3 teams throwing it down on that second to last climb. If that happens and he gets dropped and the best guy wins the tour or whatever, I get frustrated with these passive tactics.
Here's the thing, because of the teams, there's not one dominant team. If the teams start throwing it down by setting tempo, then they're essentially riding for Alaphilippe, which is what's been happening most of this tour.
Okay, so let's have they need to have conversations.
It's only Bernal and Pinot and Geraint Thomas, maybe Kreiswig, that can ride away from Alaphilippe right now. So
well, those teams
they have to start getting creative with their
have to start having conversations and say, look, if we don't combine forces, right? And that, I know that sounds a little, shady. Then we're going to lose.
Yeah,
which they will. So
and I hope about tomorrow.
And how do they combine forces? They just they line up and share their workers, their pacers,
They're not going to do that.
And crack Alaphilippe.
Their climbing lieutenants have to put him on the limit and get him dropped. If he gets over that climb, he wins.
But nobody's gonna risk losing a podium spot right now for that. I don't believe. Not the guys that are in the battle for this.
The people who are fighting for the podium are not going to be the ones putting him on the limit.
The other guys aren't strong enough.
Okay.
I don't believe.
That's then there you go. Then he wins. It's over. See you in the douches. I think we've talked about tomorrow.
Well, I think we should talk about, like, what would you do strategy-wise on a day like tomorrow, being only 80-mile stage, knowing how aggressive it's going to be. I can tell you my thoughts.
Well, those short stages are always aggressive. It's easy to look at a short stage and go, oh, that's easy. Those are actually some of the hardest days. They just, those are the days the guys warm up for. Like they know it's from kilometer zero.
Highly unlikely a breakaway will make it. This is going to be the winner's going to come from the lead group, the lead peloton. If I was de Kooning, I would just go to the front and try to stay together as long as possible, because there's a lot of, flat rolling stuff before the major climbs, and they're going to have to be with Alaphilippe for as long as they can. And even if guys are riding away from me, I would prefer to have 5-6 guys with me throughout this earlier section and be able to do all the work in the valleys and the flatter sections. And then, hopefully you can have at least Enric Mas with them on this last climb. And they can do a lot of damage on this long run-in descent down to the teens before they start climbing again, if somebody like Bernal or Thomas were to ride away from them on the Iseron.
Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning, too, that my long shot favorite, I'm still sticking with Stephen Kreiswig, didn't lose. George Bennett finished today, crashed twice, looked just chewed up. Yeah, he might have lost it. I mean, one of the guys who could put Alaphilippe on the limit, George Bennett's been riding great in the mountains. Yeah, might have taken a couple cogs off.
My good friend Christian Van de Velde took me out on this descent, the same descent they went down today, coming into that town. Not on purpose, but I was on his wheel thinking, hey, I'm on my boy's wheel. Can't be much safer than this. And he did a little schnock to the left and took out my front wheel about 45 miles an hour. I lost all my skin, bike broke in half. And I gave Christian a little bit of shit on it and about it today on TV. So yeah, I mean these days are super dangerous. Nobody's really talking about the danger and the risks these guys are taking.
Talk about danger and risk. I do it every day. I just check the weather.
That's what I was wondering.
Cooler temps.
Yeah.
So in Teen, the finish, high of 63, low of 48, rain all day.
What?
Oh, that changes things.
This entire day could be contested in the rain.
Yeah, it dumped on him just for a few moments today.
Yeah.
Which would, I think, benefit a guy from Wales used to riding in colder, wet temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So we could see G have a little bit of an advantage tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very good.
Got some questions?
Yeah, a couple of comments and then a question. Comments. This one came in during our happy hour last night. I just thought it was cute. Great job on the show. No question. Just a quick funny story. I was watching the tour with my 11-year-old son this morning, and we saw a clip of the extra long bottle grab from a team car.
The sticky bottle.
The sticky bottle. And I said teams can get penalized for that. His response was they should make them ride tricycles instead for doing that. Just a funny mental picture. That's from Jeff in Grand Island,
George
Nebraska.
should ride a tricycle Sunday. Then it'd be even.
Yeah. The only way to hand out a bottle in the Peloton, I need a hollow can.
Right here, bro.
It's not for that purpose, but the only way to hand the bottle, if you're a director, is to hand it out this way so the rider can grab it the opposite way and always get a little bit of love as you're grabbing a water bottle in the back. Even if it's just the sticky bottle. You got to grab it like this, get some love. You're going back there to get bottles for your teammates most of the time.
Yeah. Another comment, because we were addressing the hot temps, maybe going earlier in the day, something as a resolution. Lucas wrote in and said, you may want to look into this, but I believe they canceled some stages at the Tour of Oman due to heat a few years ago.
We will look into that. I didn't even know where is Oman? Let me Google that.
The only thing they did implement something, which was extend the time limit for the Gruppetto. So
I think they eliminated the time.
I thought they extended it, but
Sagan
regardless,
finished 36 minutes down. He was like fist bumping dudes across the line.
So they gave the Gruppetto a bit of an easier.
They clearly listened
day.
to him on that. That his influence made that happen.
Wow. Good for him for being vocal about it, right?
I agree. Now, if we can just talk about some worldwide TV rights, a cut of that. Let's start low. We can start at 10%. Oh, my goodness. What has gone on here? Armstrong versus Hincapie. Let's ride. The beef on the Massif. Dude, it's going to be groovy. Is this from Joe again?
Wow, love that.
Is this from Joe again? Oh, and I got to say, Tiffany, who's been helping us with our socials, I called her our babysitter the other day when I watched the show again. It sounded like I was talking about like my kid's babysitter, but this is a good look for me. Like, I believe I could pull that off.
It's very Colorado, too. A little rugged.
And the guy...
Leather-clad.
What was that movie? That was...
Easy Rider, maybe?
No, I should know this. Easy Rider. Yeah. I was going to say something. I thought I had a fact or a little trivia thing, but I don't want to get out ahead of myself.
I like my Captain America look. I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
That's good.
One more question from Scott. Regardless of the outcome of this year's race, what are the chances that Julian Alaphilippe changes his training, weight, and quick-step puts together a team more suited to GC in future Grand Tours?
Has he taken a look at Alaphilippe? How much more weight could he lose? The guy looks
well.
about as
Then
lean
talk
as
about the
possible.
training. I mean, Julian Alaphilippe, I don't think came to the tour expecting to win or even be close to winning. I don't. With the spring he's had, like to think, oh, I'm just going to keep this going and go win the tour. I think he got himself into a place, and Mr. Momentum changed his address and got in his pocket.
He wrote himself into that place. And,
he did.
I mean, he's clearly done the right training. Yes.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
it seems like he had such a great season, and that he came in with an attitude of like, this is all bonus. I'm here to have fun.
I think that's a good question, and I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What? He'll change his training?
Yes.
How do you
I
not?
think he's trained so far to be a punchy classic style rider.
I don't agree with that. I mean, the guy won the time trial. The guy is hanging with the top 5 in the world in the long climbs.
That's because he had Mr. Momentum in his
The only
pocket.
thing he can change, in my opinion, is have a team built around him for the Tour de France.
Well, that's a fact.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that is it.
All right.
Send those questions, comments to TheMoveItWeDo.team.
And just people, keep your fingers crossed that we will finally have a legitimately exciting day. I can't have another day like today.
Y vamos Colombia. Can we get that music again for the? There we go.
Is this what you listen to when you ride?
Oh yeah. You kidding me?
Who sings this song?
Poro Bonito.
Oh wait, we have one more thing. Shoot, sorry.
One more thing.
One more thing. This is cool, actually. Dude, we got it. Yeah. So this is our friends over at Fat Map mocked up this. I don't know. I don't know how this shit.
I've never
so,
seen this.
Like I don't know how people do this, but We have the melee in the mountains. So this is the We Do 50 that George and I are going to contest Sunday morning.
And by the way, this
For
is
our members.
the only look I've gotten at the course. So
Yeah, this is all
this
you
man
get.
has not given
This
me
is all you get. Like how
any indication
what's-
of where we're going, how
I
we're
mean,
doing it.
is Steve Jobs come back alive? Look
That's
at
pretty
this.
awesome.
That is awesome. All right, so we're going up. What do we got here? Now we're on Upper Hummingbird. We go around. All right, Overlook Trail. We're getting over here to Four Corners, down Tin Pot Trail, all the way down to Lanedo. Dirt road, notice. Switches to a paved road
Can
right,
we stay together? It's
right
about
here. We'll
so I
stay
know where
here.
I'm going.
Right here. All right. Now, right past Owl Creek, Dr. Hunter Thompson's farm. Still, Anita, his widow, still lives there. Boom, left turn, Woody Creek past the tavern. Right turn up the hill, intercept lot, Brush Creek bike path. And then, boom,
Oh, yeah.
view line.
Which I have not done.
I can take you today. Down Deadline.
Done
Was
that.
super fun downhill. Across the road, Tom Blake Trail, my personal
gonna be
favorite.
super hard.
Exactly. My personal favorite in Aspen, up over to the town, or near the town of Snowmass, climb up Wood Road, back home Government, down Lower Government, Cramp City for Hincapie.
What hill is that right there?
It's where you seize up and cramp. That's
do you-
all. That's all government. And you bomb
that's all
down. That's
government,
lower
okay.
government. Cross the bridge. Boom. The high school. Into Aspen. You'll be
Where are we finishing in Aspen?
whatever. You'll be. I'll be standing there. Thanks to the gang and the crew over at Fat Map. That's
awesome.
that's cool.
What are the rules on
You
support?
got the course right. I hope you got it right.
Yeah,
That's
I
all
got
you
it.
got.
So when you guys race, what are your rules on support? You just have to.
We'll have
Well,
support.
I asked him if we can wait for each other if we flat. He said no.
No. Wait. No. This is a race. What bike race do competitors wait for the other guy when he flats? None. No.
Okay.
This is you have to race. You understand this, right?
I understand.
People are paying big money.
Okay.
Can you change a flat on your own?
JB, hush. Do you see how good Anna did? Don't.
Both kid better not be out there on a motorbike changing your foot tire.
We will have nutritional support
Okay.
out there. I mean, I think that's.
Can we stop for that, or we just gotta grab it on the
You
go?
can stop. I ain't stopping.
Oof.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow. Fingers crossed.
Lo que quiero, que me toquen un porro sabanero, que me toquen un porro es lo que quiero. Cuando estoy ausente y escucho este
Love it. That is some good shit.